A late November welcome from me to you. I hope you guys have been enjoying this more vlog style video content that I've been putting out. We're gonna do another multi-day vlog, and you've got to let me know if you're enjoying this kind of content. I think it's kind of fun and it gives me a bit of breathing room so that I don't feel so crushed to get everything in and filmed in one day. We're gonna talk about stuff for Christmas in this video, and we're gonna do a comprehensive look at all the stuff that I really love and have enjoyed and have discovered over the last year. I'm going to share it with you so that you have plenty of time to buy it, look for sales or whatever the case may be. So let's get going. So now that American Thanksgiving is over, we can really get into the Christmas spirit. I don't know if you know this, but Canadians have their Thanksgiving much earlier. Ours was done way back in early October. Now, maybe it's just me, I feel like the American one kind of comes a little too late, being so close to Christmas. And I think the Canadian one is way too early. Halloween is kind of in the middle of both of them, so I'm really not sure what the solution is. Not that anybody's asking me for a solution, but I had this idea in my mind that maybe we could like blend them and change the dates for both. When that would be, I don't know, like maybe the first week of November. So I do want to point out this house here because it is not characteristic of Toronto houses. If you look at my Prince Edward County vlog, and to find that one, it's called like a Bummer Health Update, and I'm wearing like a black dress with a floral print on it. The houses look like that in Prince Edward County, but here in Toronto they don't typically. So I guess there is like a different architect who worked on this. You see it's like a center door with windows on both sides. That is not typical for here. This one is much more typical here with the door on the side and the windows in the porch that covers it, and the upper floor with the two windows. That is much more of a Toronto thing. Yeah, so I love looking at architecture. Well, that was a really invigorating morning walk. Very, very enjoyable, great weather. Now let's crack on and talk about some of the products. I'm gonna start with hair because I actually did a poll and you guys seem to want to know about hair care the most, which I guess is no surprise having chatted about that almost exclusively for the last 5 years. But I will tell you all the stuff that I've been enjoying, and if you feel like you know all of these, trust me, you don't, because I've got some new ones I've never discussed on this channel, so something new buried in there as well. So I'm going to show you guys what I use for real. Please excuse the mess in here. Tomorrow is cleaning day, so we are not at our peak cleanliness. But anyway, okay, Keratin, as you guys know that I talk about this one, I really do use it. There it is. It is about half empty. Next to it is a Caviar Anti-Aging Bond Repair Conditioner, which I like. And then my small bottle of Virtue Flourish, which I think is nearly empty. Gotta get rid of it. But this one was really effective at helping stop hair loss. And then Keeps, this is an American brand, shampoo conditioner. I do actually quite like the conditioner, and the shampoo is empty as well because I think my son Killian uses it. And then this is their favorite. This is the guys use this in my house, Tresemme Keratin Smooth. They both have drier hair, I think, so that works for them. Briogeo oil, which I also sort of spoke about at length and made a video about it as well. Really like this stuff. And a little goes a long way. I've had this bottle, you know, over the summer. That is a real dried rose in there with some rose petals at the bottom. This is a sort of clean formulation. It says it's strengthening treatment oil. I don't know about that, but it does definitely tame the flyaways amazingly, so I really appreciate it for that. This is not a hair care product. This is Fresh's, I think, their newest addition to their body lotion stuff, and it is the milk version, and it smells so nice, and that's why I have it. It's incredibly stupidly expensive, but I just love the scent. For those of you wondering if I'm still using the L'Odwara Duo that I've been sort of talking about, I definitely am. Again, not sponsored to talk about this, but I do enjoy the sort of massage and the serum addition elements that this gives me. I believe my coupon still works for 15% off, so make sure that you do not spend full price. Use the coupon if you are interested in getting one. I even did a giveaway, and I gave away two, that's the serum pod. I gave away two of these that ended a while ago, but you can still get it on a discount if that's what you want to do, but I am enjoying it. Again, nothing has changed since I made a sort of full walkthrough video, so if you want to see what I had to say about it then, go ahead and navigate around and find that video, or I will try my best to remember to link it up Yeah, so this is definitely my favorite hair care device that I've ever tried. Now you'll be forgiven if you don't recognize this view because I never sit here. I'm actually sat at my dining table, which is in the middle of the house, which is kind of dark, but I'm using a Canon and they have pretty good lower light capabilities. So hopefully you can see me as I chat about this. And I'm just gonna look on my Shop My site here. And what this is sort of like a platform where I can kind of load up these shelves where you can sort of look at all the things that I like. And I know that this is not a new thing, like all influencers tend to use them to, you know, promote the clothes that they're trying and stuff that they want to influence you to buy. I don't care if you purchase through here or not. I actually made this because I got tired of like repeating and having to like find links again and again and again for people when they ask me about shampoo stuff and or my holy grails for like makeup and stuff like that. So it is all here. Everything that I could find, I did put on here. I've got one shelf that's called my hair care favorites, another that's called holy grails, and then I've got some shelves that go along with, I don't know if you guys know this, but I have a Substack sort of online publication where I talk about stuff that I love. And so when I talk about stuff that I love, I make a shelf to go with it. Now that all sounds very random, but what you'll have to do is just check out the link. I'll definitely link it up in all the usual places, and you can have a look yourself if you want. But you know, let's chat through these. Let's go through my hair care faves. I don't know that I'll describe every single one of these, but I will kind of hit the highlights if I can here. The first thing that I've got here is Virtue Flourish shampoo for thinning hair. So again, I've made videos about nearly all of this stuff. That one I found to be really effective at reducing the amount of hair loss that I had in the shower. I had almost none, and it was actually the only one that has ever really kind of lived up to that promise for me, although it is frighteningly expensive. I did find it to be quite good. Next up is Keratin's Nutritive Bansatin 1 shampoo, the one I just showed you, that's in my very own shower. I've been using this now for over a decade. It's really, really good for my hair type anyway. It is good for a drier kind of hair. Olaplex. I would love to be recommending something other than Olaplex shampoo and conditioner, but honestly, this stuff works so well together if you have dry and damaged hair. I've, again, not found one that's better for that specific hair condition. The Briogeo, it's actually called Don't Despair Repair Strengthening Treatment Hair Oil. Okay, Living Proof Curl Enhancer. I've not talked about this really at length here, but what this is basically is if you want to wear your hair in a sort of curly kind of style, and you have just wavy hair as I do. I've straightened it now, but my hair is on the wavy side. Really, really good product. I found that when I was using it, the waves started much higher because usually they just droop and they start from about here is where the waves will be, but I had them up here for once. So it really does enhance those curls. Topic, you know and love, I'm not going to go into detail about that, is on my list. A Tangle Teaser, still my favorite hairbrush. Way Fine Hair Shampoo. This is a really gentle formulation, and if you need to splurge or you want to splurge for yourself on Sephora, go ahead and check out Way. Pureology. Okay, I've got the blue ones here, and did I add the purple one? I don't think I did, but I should, because Purple Pureology, which is the hydrating formulation, is like really, really good. I was pleasantly surprised by how gentle it was, how nice it smelled, and how much actual hydration it added to my hair. So that's two Pureology products I've really tried and enjoyed so far, leading me to believe that maybe the entire line is really suitable for my particular hair type. So Pureology, the blue one if you need like a protein, because these are strength often means protein in this sort of shampoo world. I don't know if you know that. And then hydration is usually moisturizing. So this blue one and the purple one, thumbs up for me, really like them. Nizoral, however you pronounce it. Again, I've made a video about sort of some of the science behind how this works for hair loss. Go ahead and navigate and find that one if you are curious. Viviscal Gorgeous Growth Densifying Conditioner. Love this conditioner, one of my favorites. The Caviar that I just showed you, this conditioner is really good too. I just have so much of it, it's taking me forever to get through. Magic Root Cover Up. And I've got a hair tool here, and I don't talk that much about hair tools here, but this one is worth mentioning. It is the Babyliss Nano Titanium Ultra Thin Straightening Iron 1.5 inch. Okay, it doesn't matter to me whether you use this one or you buy this one or not, but I will say, please do not buy inexpensive flat irons because they can pull out your hair. I learned this the hard way, which is purchasing one thinking that it was okay, but my hair would get caught in that tiny little area between the plate and the metal holder, or the plate and the sort of plasticky grip of it all. Yeah, those cheaper ones tend to be just kind of cheaply made. They don't have all the smooth edges. They're not professional level. When it comes to straightening your hair, I think you should spend a little bit more and get the professional level flat iron, and you don't have to pay a huge amount of money. Have a look on Poshmark, have a look for like resale ones. You know, these can be just sterilized even if they're used, but oftentimes you can get them on the resale market new in the box. They're just being sold for less. The very first one I bought ever was eBay, and it was perfectly good, and it was in a box, and I paid half the actual retail price, thereby making it nearly the cost of the cheap ones. But being a professional level device, just keeps working and working for years. You know, it has a really, really long cord because it's meant for like actual hairstylists to use who might be far from the cord. So all of those things just make Babyliss in particular a really good brand. I like it better than some of the highest end Sephora stuff. It's a little bit more affordable, but within reach, and it is professional level, professional grade stuff that will last and not rip out your hair, most importantly. Curling irons, on the other hand, I just suggest you get an inexpensive one. I've never found, whatever it is about the construction of them, don't tend to pull out your hair, because probably they're just like a metal tube with a tongue kind of clamp on top of it. So in that case, for curling irons, I just say get the inexpensive ones. I always have just purchased them from like Walmart or wherever. Yeah, Conair. You know, I try and spend under $20, and they've always been perfectly fine. I've never had a hair yanked out yet from one of them. Probably the expensive ones make your hair a bit smoother and are a bit just generally nicer, but you know what? This one works for me. Okay, I was excited to find this, and this is L'Oreal Paris's Elnet Satin Hairspray, unscented, extra strong hold. I was under the impression that you couldn't find Elnet in the US, or maybe it was a harder item to find. Perhaps that was the case and it isn't anymore. I don't know. This is sold by Ulta, and I have a direct link to it. Again, just go ahead in the usual places. In this case, it's going to be in the description box. And yeah, I will link up my shelf for all of these. You can look at all of them and poke around, and you don't have to like write these down. They'll be all collected in one spot. And likewise, I won't have to write them down because people do ask me about this stuff all the time. I thought I would take us on a little detour, a little sojourn into the kitchen and talk about this stuff before I move on to like beauty stuff. Just in case any of you are sort of domestic as I am, I'm going to show you stuff that I've been loving because this stuff is pretty much all really expensive. So you want to get it on sale or maybe ask for it for Christmas kind of thing. Okay, let's flip you around and have a look here. This here is my Shun knife. This was super expensive splurge item. It was a couple $100. It will be cheaper in the US. It is in impeccable condition, though I've had it now 6 years. I did talk about this on, I think, my October list of favorite things. If you're a parent, you just spend so much time chopping. I love that it doesn't have a pointy edge because I'm a little bit afraid of pointy edge knives. The weight of it is perfect. The thinness is great. You can cut through sweet potato with no problem because that's always a beast. I never have to like lean heavily on that sweet potato to try and get the knife to go through. This has just been a workhorse in my kitchen. I use it more than any of the appliances in here because I use this daily. Okay, I've got this Bose or Booz, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, smaller chopping block. And sometimes I just bring this out. If I have guests over, I'll just put like some chocolate and maybe some fruit on it when it's just like a smaller crowd for like a quick dessert kind of thing, or I cut cheese on it, or I use it in a pinch to cut vegetables and stuff like that. The reason I got this one is because I saw it on the Food Network all the time. This seems to be the brand that they always use, so I figured it was probably good. It has not worked. It's in great condition, and I've had it again. I think I bought it with the knife at around that time, so I've definitely had it for over 5 years. It's in great condition. It just needs a little bit of oil every now and again, but not even that often. You can't put it in the dishwasher, though. Obviously, you just have to sort of wipe it off when the time comes. Let's move on now to Le Creuset's enameled pans. I purchased these again. These are more than 10 years old. They are fading in a few places, but in general, they're in good condition. I have to hand wash them, or rather I get Niall, my husband, to hand wash them because I don't wash dishes. I do the cooking, but I refuse to do the cleanup, basically. I've got the really large size and the smaller size. They are kind of, you know, an alternative to what are these called? Non-stick pans. I still use these
for eggs. I don't think you can get around, you know, using them for eggs. I think even chefs do that, but I don't like to use them for everyday cooking. You know, they're just not the best thing. They're not the best thing for you. So I do stir fries in here if I have to, like, I don't know, even fry. I was frying chicken wings the other day and I used this smaller one to fry, you know, put oil in. It's sort of like a blend of cast iron and nonstick is what I'm trying to say. They're heavy and they're very expensive. These are splurges. I bought them cross-border shopping many years ago, but I never look back. I use them all the time. Fantastic investment pieces. But again, you'll want to put that on your Christmas list perhaps because it is kind of expensive to buy, you know, just for yourself, or maybe not. I don't know your life. Maybe you're looking to treat yourself with something. So now that we're here, I did want to talk about this funny salad dressing. What it is, okay, let me flip you guys around. Okay, can you guys see me? So what it is the famous Harry Styles, let me back that up. The Olivia Wilde salad dressing where supposedly Jason Sudeikis, who is also known as Ted Lasso. I don't know if you guys are all up on this scandal, like Olivia Wilde cheated on her husband, maybe possibly with Harry Styles, and it kind of like, sort of the relationship kind of hijacked the film. That is called like Don't Worry Darling or something. I can't remember the name of the film, but anyway, it kind of controlled the news cycle there for a while. Well, apparently there was a sort of a salad dressing where she sort of walked out of the house holding the salad dressing, and Jason Sudeikis was like, oh my gosh, where is she taking that salad dressing? And he was really devastated because she figured maybe she was using it to woo somebody else, who was Harry Styles in this case. I hope I'm recounting this correctly. I don't know, but I made it. All it is, it's just leftovers. This is not the full of it, but what it is 2 tablespoons red wine vinegar, 2 tablespoons specifically Grey Poupon mustard. I use the grainy one for this one, and I think 6 tablespoons of olive oil. Again, this is gonna be in my Substack, or is in my Substack already. And I made it. It does not need salt, so don't salt it, or at least to my taste, it didn't need salt because Grey Poupon is a very salty mustard. It wasn't all that. I don't know, like, if you like Dijon vinaigrettes, that's basically what this is. I don't know, I could take it or leave it. I added, I think, maybe a tablespoon to all those ingredients of honey, just to bring out more of that sweet and sour edge that I think is sort of more current in terms of flavor profiles for salad dressings. But I don't know, try it if you want. You might even have these ingredients already at home. Thought we would look at a bit of a outfit of the day kind of moment. Sorry if you hear Niall sort of talking over my voice. Okay, so I've got my Nordstrom turtleneck. You've seen me wearing this a lot. Actually got it from Nordstrom Rack. Love this little detail. I'm not sure if you can see the cuffs here. Come a bit closer. These pretty little buttons on the sleeves, really like it. Just very camera friendly, very cozy, easy to wear, and that's why you keep seeing me in it, so forgive me if you have seen this on repeat in my vlogs recently. These are just old Madewell skinny jeans. I think they're called the mid-rise 9-inch, and they're in a sort of blackish gray color, and then down below, I don't know how well you're gonna see these, maybe I'll just pan down, are my new to me riding boots from 9 West, and I got these from Poshmark. I got them new in the box. Again, that is another tip that I like to share with people. If you maybe don't want to keep buying things, you know, at full price, you want to get them on sale, but you want them still to be new, Poshmark has that stuff as well. Again, not sponsored by Poshmark at all, but I'm just always surprised at the brand new stuff I can find on there on a steep discount, like half the price that it normally would have been. So I don't know what these would have been, you know, original retail, I'm sure over $100, but I can tell you I did not pay that. I paid much, much less. And they were brand new, because one thing that I don't buy is used shoes. I mean, fair play to you if you do that, but I need them to be brand new. And so, yeah, that was just nice to get them for a steal. What a completely glorious day. The weather is so nice for this time of year. I don't know what's going on, but I'm usually never able to be out here end of November in just a sweater. I usually need a jacket as well, but I'm gonna enjoy it. I've actually just been sitting down a little bit and enjoying a bit of late fall warmth. Okay, listen. You guys, I do not accept sponsorships for shabby, scammy hair products, but I am going to talk about something here instead, which is my own thing, which is my Substack, helenavery.substack.com. I do hope you guys all join me, because this vlog, these videos, this channel now works in tandem with what I'm writing on Substack. And what I need you to do, if you can possibly spare it, is to give me a hand over there. It is hard to ask for help, especially when you're a woman, and I am asking for help now, and that is to support me if you can. It's sort of like Patreon but it's more, Substack is more for writers, Patreon is a bit more for podcasters, at least that's how I see it. The goal is to get people to subscribe for $50 a year if you possibly can, or $5 a month. Some people like to set it and forget it and choose the $50 sort of thing. And in that case, you get an email at the end of the year. So you don't just like, my fear always is that I'm going to just get charged for something again in a year and I'll have forgotten that it's there. That will not happen. You will get a reminder email. Or of course, the $5 a month option is super helpful as well. Whatever you can spare would be really greatly appreciated, because I'm trying to keep this sponsorship free. I'm trying to keep this scammy stuff free. And I'm also trying to add value and bring you things that I think that you'll really enjoy and resonate with you. Okay, so enough of the spiel. Thank you for hearing me out on that. I know that those can seem obnoxious, but I don't think I've made that direct plea yet. So hope that feels like a fair exchange for watching this vlog and enjoying this stuff on YouTube for free. We get so much great stuff on YouTube for free, so I'm happy to make this for a much wider audience. But also hope that you join my Substack as well. You can join it completely for free. There's just a paid option if you want to do that and you want to help support me here. Let's now have a really quick talk about different brands that I like. And so I'm telling you this because in case you are doing your in-person shopping, maybe you want to do a little bit of shopping for yourself as well. You may or may not know, but one of my favorite stores lately is Nordstrom, and you can head to Nordstrom to find all of these things that I'm going to tell you about. The first thing is Nordstrom's own house brand. So I find that their stuff is great if you're sort of anywhere between the age, I'm going to say, of 25 to 45, 50 even, you know. Of course, clothes don't have an age on them, but I'm just saying, like, sometimes you just can't vibe with the whole H&M of it all. Zara, sometimes it just feels a little young, maybe too trend-driven. You can find really good staples at Nordstrom. I like their house brand. So the label will say Nordstrom on the inside, and I've seen so many cute things. You know, they've really upped whoever the designers are behind it now. They just don't have that cheapy, throwaway, fast fashion feel, but they are still edgy enough to look appropriate for people that are in their 20s, 30s, 40s, even 50s and beyond, but you don't look ridiculous either, right? Which is always kind of a concern. Okay, speaking of Nordstrom, and if you are in the US, you'll have standalone stores. I believe there should still be lots of them around, and that's Madewell. If you're in Canada here, the only place you can get Madewell, I mean, we couldn't get it at all in store for the longest time, but when Nordstrom came to Canada, Madewell is one of the brands that they carry, and I always find cute stuff from there. I mean, I don't always buy stuff, but whenever I go through the section and I have a little poke around, they make nice blouses. They tend to favor natural fibers, so the blouses tend to be, you know, cotton, linen, whatever the case may be. Their sweaters are always sort of an on-trend cut without being trendy. Like, they just really nail that sort of vibe that is between being acceptably on trend and sort of modern without feeling too old. I don't know. They just really hit, I think, 20, 30, 40. I'm going to say target age 35 really, really well. Last of all, and this is the most expensive brand, ridiculously expensive. I actually try and look for this brand secondhand, but if you have the budget to do it firsthand, definitely check out Frame. Frame makes such nice blouses. Always impressed with their sweaters, the cut of their jeans. They just have really, really nice clothes, very appropriate for your sort of not super youthful kind of look. Maybe you hit the office, all that kind of stuff. It's just an easy brand to shop from. If you look at Frame stuff, they just tend to all be really cute, but I cannot personally afford it. Some of the blouses are like in the $400. The jeans, I think, are in and around that amount of money, but you can pick up Frame for whatever reason, very discounted. So if you want to look on the resale market, you can get it very discounted, and it tends to go on kind of a steep sale as well. So that's the other good thing about Frame. So those are three brands I like, all that you can all found at Nordstrom, which is the store that I like best, the department store that I like best right now. Go ahead and check those out. You might find something that you like, or just have a poke around. Nordstrom is like such a nice shopping environment as well. And I swear I have no skin in this game, like talking them up. I just kind of find it to be an uplifting, relaxing shopping experience when I go there. Basically, I've hit my department store years. What else can I say? I don't enjoy the sort of hustle and bustle of busy Zara locations anymore. I much more like a more chill vibe and more spacious dressing rooms and all of that good stuff. But I realize that it's also partly because our Nordstroms here are quite new, so they're in these like really capacious environments, which is nice. It is really nice. For tonight, I am making some roast carrots and roast potatoes. There are the potatoes there, and the carrots here are not chopped up yet, but I'm gonna do that. And I'm not gonna do a whole bunch of cooking because I personally don't love watching people cook on their vlogs. I find it kind of boring and I fast forward. I just wanted to quickly say that I think I finally figured out a good ratio for my family, so maybe this will work for your family as well in terms of making enough. Generally speaking, I try, and because I like to have a little bit of leftovers as well, generally speaking, I will pick out 2 medium potatoes per person. So there's 3 of us, so that's 6 potatoes plus 1 extra one. And I will add that up. And for carrots, it's about like 1.5 carrots, 2 carrots per person, of course, to your liking. But I find that that particular amount, when I make that, it seems to not only yield enough for dinner, but also a little bit for like someone to have lunch the next day as well. And I'm roasting a chicken tonight. So that's the special occasion of the roasted potatoes and carrots, because it's not something that I roast up every day, that is for sure.
Another really splurgy item I want to tell you about, because you might want to put it on your Christmas list, is these Bose headphones that cancel noise. I talked about them in my last vlog. If you didn't see that vlog, go ahead and give it a watch. You'll see even more stuff on top of what I'm talking about here. They're just so worth it. I wear them to the gym because they play music that I basically can't stand at the gym. So it blocks that out, but also it's really useful at home because I like to chill out in my own world, and I can't do that because, you know, I live in a very busy household and everybody's sort of primarily at home. We're not fully back. Like, my husband is not fully back in the office yet. As I'm releasing this, I think that you can maybe still get a sale for Cyber Week. Christmas is coming, might also be on sale for that. I don't know, but I just wanted to tell you about them. They're really good, expensive, but they work really well. We are closing in on dinner time, so I'm hitting the gym. Gonna go home, deal with my roast chicken, and have dinner, and I think I'm gonna call it at this point, and we will just see you tomorrow when I feel nice and fresh again. Well, good morning to you. I thought, in contrast to all the consumeristic stuff we've been talking about in this vlog, we would check out my local farmers market. So it is a nice mild morning. To stop there at the farmer's market because I bought too many things and my arms became laden with fruits and vegetables and pastries, so I could not film anymore. But now that we're back, I just wanted to maybe show you my outfit of the day. Necklaces. These necklaces I got, you'll see the whole story of them in the last 2 vlogs. This is from Lover's Tempo. It is a really cute crescent moon. And this is a little engraved, I guess, hand stamped H into this little gold toned plate. Super cute. Really enjoying them both. You can see the story of both of these in previous vlogs. And yeah, this is a Cole Haan jacket that I picked up at, I want to say, Saks off 5th in Niagara Falls, Ontario, Canada. And I love it. I wear it all the time. You've probably spotted this before. Perfect for this weather. Underneath, ooh la la. Underneath, I am wearing a vintage Gap blouse that I thrifted. And these are pants that are, I'm not sure if you can see, but they are wide leg pants. Jupe, sorry, I do not have a full length mirror in my entire house, and I think that that is better for my mental health personally, but not so great for showing off my outfits. These are just like, I think it's a cotton linen blend pant that I'm still able to wear because it's not that chilly yet, and they're very high-waisted and they're elasticated in the back, so they're very comfortable. Really enjoying these. They were a summer purchase that I am getting a lot of use out of. Okay, so now let's talk makeup, and then I'll do skincare last because I know I've known a little bit more for skincare stuff. I decided to limit myself in talking about makeup to just what I could fit in the pockets of this cardigan. How ridiculous is that? But I didn't want to overdo it because I can really go there with makeup. The first thing that I want to talk about, and I'll rumble around in these pockets, are these nude sticks. There's this trio that I talked about at length, again, in my last vlog. So I'd always be referring to stuff in the past, but that sort of video and the one before kind of tie into this one because you'll see how the genesis of how I got these products. I did not think I would like these colors because they are quite
neutral, and I thought they would pull warm. On my face, they do not. They're truly neutrals, at least on my skin tone. So if you're sort of a complexion similar to mine, I think you're gonna like them. I wasn't sure about the blush. I love the blush. I'm wearing these now. If you don't know how to contour, if you're not that confident with blush, these are so good, or you can buy them individually. But if you do get the pack, you get with it this cool matte stick, which I've been using on my 11s. And what that does is it just blurs and mattifies, right? So if I'm getting a bit shiny there, I can just dab a little in, I can work in with my finger or just even leave it. And it just smooths it and leaves it sort of silky, and it blurs it. Always amazing. Okay, what else do I have in my pockets? Let's see. Yes, okay. Dior's Backstage Primer. This stuff is so good. It makes your makeup cling on all day. So if you have an issue with it budging, with it moving, this primer is gonna do the trick. It comes, this is just a sample size, but it's been lasting and lasting. It has this really cool paddle applicator where if you even take it off, the paddle somehow refills. And I don't know if it's because it's inside. I don't know how they work that out, but the technology behind this is pretty cool. Warning though, I do not use this on my forehead because it makes me break out like nobody's business. But if I put it on my cheeks and chin area, especially if I like blow my nose through the day, which, you know, I do, I'm a human, it really can make the makeup stay on and I don't get any breakouts there. But on my forehead, it was just maybe too drying or maybe a little bit skin clogging, but I had no issues with the lower part of my face. It has actually really good reviews on Sephora, but some people did find that it broke them out. So if you're someone who breaks out easily, perhaps avoid. But if you're someone who needs something that really makes it last all day, this was so much better than Milk's Hydro Grip, which is supposed to be like the #1 primer in terms of like what's been really hot. This one is so effective and so good. Dior. Okay, you guys, I'm also known, I say that I'm not that well known for makeup, but some of my makeup videos have done well over years. And one of them has been my ones on Revlon Color Stay. This is my favorite foundation. I use normal dry skin. My shade is 220. Sometimes I buy the 200. Sometimes I buy the 240 just to sort of mix it up because, you know, I'm a different color slightly at different times of the year. It's going out of stock. It's becoming discontinued. I'm nearly 100% sure. I don't have this confirmed, but now when I start to look it up, I can't find it regularly. It used to be that Revlon site, you could go on there and you could find it, and now it doesn't return any results for this anymore. But it is still on shelves, at least where I live. So if you see it and you like it, you have to buy it now, or else it's gonna go into the discontinued world, which means that you'll be chasing it like on eBay or like Amazon's third-party sellers and paying like 3 times the original price. So if you do like it, I'm warning you now, you maybe wanna stock up. This is a brand new one. I like to buy these on sale. I had to pay full price for this at the drugstore, which I was not happy about because the Canadian drugstore prices are very high, but I had to buy it so that I had a backup because I have not found a good replacement for it yet. Not at this price point anyway. I'm sure like maybe, I've heard that Tom Ford's Soft Matte might be a sort of a good, not dupe, but sort of something good that I could wear to sort of replicate the sort of matte effect, slight matte effect that this has, but I don't know, just warning you now, pick it up. It may go out of, it might become discontinued very, very shortly. Last up, here's a product I discovered over the summer. I have discussed before, my favorite bronze mixed with blush. I don't know why that's so hard for me to say. They call it a Gen Nude Bronzer. This is by Bare Minerals. Oh, I love this color so much. I can't even tell you. It's called Kiss of Pink. It is the absolute, for me, perfect pink shade. I think it would work on most skin tones. It is sort of pinky. It is a bit of a bronze in there. It reads very pink on my face. It doesn't read too bronze. Just really nice formulation, easy to apply, lasts and lasts. Really enjoying this product. Not enjoying the cheapest of the cheap plastic case that they put it in though. I wish that they had made something a little bit more, like I have said before, I hope that this is like post-consumer plastic or something because it's so unbelievably cheap for the price point that they've put on it. I would have liked something that felt a little, you know, when things have a nicer click and a nicer opening. This is just, it kind of grabs at my fingernails every time I try and open it. Anyway, I will stop there complaining about this because I really do like it at the end of the day. All right, so those are my makeup picks, but don't worry, we're not done yet. We have more stuff to talk about. It is now time for me to clean the house. I never said this vlog was aspirational, did I? Right behind me is a powder room, so I'm gonna be cleaning the washrooms and Niall's gonna be vacuuming the house. Exciting, right? Just taking a little cappuccino break. It's probably very not hygienic to be cleaning at the same time as drinking a coffee, but I don't care at this point. Okay, that was tiring, but I'm glad to get that out of the way. I'm gonna change out of these clothes, which I have got cleaning product on. I was using Vim with bleach. I don't know if this is something available where you live. I don't use this all the time. This is very interesting though, because the Southern European side of me is like, if you don't use bleach, you haven't really cleaned. But then the sort of lifestyle journalist side of me is like, you definitely don't need bleach to clean all the time. So I often find I'm kind of juggling it between them. But I just pull out the bleach when it's like a more heavy duty time. Otherwise, I do use less intense cleansers. Let's move on now to, very quickly, books. You know, the new Matthew Perry book, I got this out. I can't remember the name of it, Lovers, Friends, and something like that. I will put a picture up. I didn't like this book at all. I thought that I love biography, definitely my favorite form of books, but I don't think that this maybe is appropriate as a gift if you're thinking of giving it to someone who really loves Friends. I found it to be not particularly well written. I definitely felt for him. I feel terrible that he went through all the things that he did, but sort of what you've heard in the media, if you've heard sort of him go on shows and stuff like that, those were kind of the highlights, like sort of his relationship with Julia Roberts. But like, let me tell you, the word pills comes up so many times. He has just struggled and struggled and struggled, and it was a difficult read in terms of it was very repetitive to me and kind of monotonous, and sort of in terms of talking about the cycles of addiction. And it felt like he was sort of telling me about it, but not really showing me. So I just didn't feel like it was particularly well written, although of course I do wish him health. I don't know, it sounds like he is always going to struggle with addiction, I guess, which is the nature of addiction, but for him it is particularly dire. If you read it, let me know what you think. I mean, I just didn't think that it had many redemptive qualities to recommend it. Maybe if it's something you want to read from the library, but as something you maybe want to gift somebody, I just don't think it's really gift appropriate. That's just me. Heading out for dinner, I am wearing all black, and I'm going to be taking my Chanel, air quotes, double flat bag. These double flat bags are so pretty, but they, word to the wise, do not hold very much. Just so you know, the double flap, the second flap in there prevents you from really being able to put a lot of stuff in there. So I have to travel minimally. Yeah, heading out with the family for dinner, and I'm gonna do a little bit of shopping at the mall as well. All right, that was a lovely evening out. I'm really sorry about the echo. This room is the most echoey because it is the study and it has the least amount of furniture in it. Okay, let's just talk quickly about skincare. I forced myself again to just put what I could in this blazer pocket so that I didn't overdo it and start taking out every single skincare thing I've ever loved in my life, because that would be just way overkill. Cicaplast Balm B5, still love this. This time of year, sometimes you can find a bonus amount, like a larger tube for the same amount of money or a little bit more, or you can find like a gift set with the other Cicaplast items in it for a little bit cheaper, so that's one to keep an eye out for. If you need to ask for something, a stocking stuffer, because you would not normally afford this for yourself, definitely look into the Darphin Paris and trial Sensitive Skin Environmental Lightweight Shield SPF 50. This is a tiny amount. I love using this underneath makeup. It is beautiful. Even without makeup, it looks like you're wearing a filter. I don't know what they put in it, but it leaves the most gorgeous dewy finish. This one actually was kindly brought to me by my friend's mom who lives in Paris. So this particular stuff is a little less costly there. And so she brought one over for me, which is very, very nice of her. Last of all, River Soul. This one, and I'm gonna talk to you guys about what I want you to watch next after you finish watching this. This one I picked up free at a press event. I've never used any River Salt products. This is a Canadian doctor's brand that I've even seen television commercials, I think, for. I've definitely seen a lot of commercials for it, but The retinol, you guys know that I like Retin A, that old-fashioned stuff you get a prescription for, but it has a tendency to basically completely take off a layer of my face and make it flake like nobody's business. Retinol is sort of like Retin A, but I could be understanding this wrong. The way I've heard Dr. Dre describe it is that your skin needs to convert retinol and thus makes it a little less effective, less quick than the Retin A, which is the prescription stuff. But I'm finding this to be actually really effective in making my skin dewy and sort of very gently exfoliating. I appreciate that, like not my entire face is falling off in skin flakes right now, which is kind of nice for a change, but oh my goodness, this daily moisturizing cream. I don't know what is in it, but it is gorgeous. It makes my skin so buttery, soft and smooth. The formulation is gorgeous. I'm a big fan of formulation. I know some people are real ingredient nerds. I don't know all the ingredients in this. I am a formulation person because I feel like the actives don't matter if the formulation doesn't sit well and nicely on your skin and play nice with your life, basically. Loving this. Now, the key is if you're in Canada, I think you get free shipping. If you're in the US, I think you can get these products shipped to you. It's a little bit, I'm not gonna say it's harder, but I know that my US friends are very, very used to free shipping. You, I think, have to pay a probably pretty small nominal shipping fee if you did want to try these products, but the retinol, amazing. This daily moisturizing cream I will be rebuying in a larger format because I love it that much. It is so good. I'm gonna put up a video that I think you should watch if you haven't yet. That is my vlog, not the prior one, but the one before that where I went to the Royal Ontario Museum to look at an exhibition. I went to 2 press events at 2 different hotels in one day and I was very tired at the end of the day. So the day after that, I did an unboxing of everything. So if you haven't seen that one, I'll put it up. Go ahead and watch it now. Thanks everyone for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.